This title may contain explicit content, and listener discretion is advised. This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Sidelined, the complete series, by Keegan Kennedy. Part 1. I can't believe that little prick, Dean Sawyer fumed, sitting in a booth at Pigskins, the off-campus dive bar near the football stadium. It was Thursday evening, shortly after football practice. Wearing a black compression tee that left little to the imagination, Dean looked up from his phone at his two roommates, Brett and Clark, who were sitting across the table from him. "Is Tanner Thurman trash-talking you again?" Brett asked, swigging his mug of beer. "Yeah. This time he's running his big mouth to Alabama Gridiron Online," Dean replied through his teeth. "Listen to this shit. Quarterback. Dean Sawyer is just trash, and it's gonna show during Saturday's game. He was a stupid choice for starter if you ask me. Why Tennessee would ever choose a below-average quarterback from a rural one, a school still boggles my mind. Against Ole Miss last week, Sawyer threw 7 interceptions before Coach Williams had the sense to bench him." Dean tossed his phone onto the table and looked at his close friends. "Y'all know it wasn't me. Coach Williams kept calling those antique plays." With short cropped brown hair, Dean had deep-set blue eyes and oval features with a square chin. He was broad-shouldered with smooth, powerful pecs and a flat stomach rippling with abs. He was a finely tuned young bull at the top of his game. Every chick on campus wanted Dean's cock, and he'd given it to a substantial portion of them. Although he came from a middle-class family, Dean had always lived a life of privilege due to his good looks, formidable Viking frame, and his athletic prowess. Sure, Dean Sawyer was great at sports and hot, but he was also a dull, thick-headed teen with a worldview that went no further than his bulging biceps and his big feet. Blonde-haired, Clark Bailey looked up from his phone. "We'll show him and the rest of 'em come Saturday. And don't worry about Tanner Thurman. He's just a spoiled fag." "Clark's right," Brett, the tight end with black hair, added. "Thurman wouldn't even be Alabama's quarterback if his rich daddy hadn't greased some palms." "That ain't common knowledge, though. With enough money and the right public relations, any fool can become a celebrity. Just look at the Kardashians," Dean griped. "And Alabama Gridiron Online isn't even a real news site," Brett said. "It's a pay-to-promote blog for jocks with family money like Thurman." "It ain't fair," Dean grumbled. "Life ain't fair, Clark," the team kicker spoke up. "If life were fair, God would have given me a smaller dick so all those chicks would quit bitching that I'm too big," Dean said cockily. "Since when did 4 inches become big?" Brett asked, grinning. "Man, fuck you," Dean growled. "Where's that ugly waitress with our shots?" He looked over his shoulder. "She must be taking a dump or eating French fries out of the garbage. Stop worrying about that fat bitch, and take a look at this hoe." Clark showed his phone to Brett and Dean. "This chick wants it bad." "She's hot, bro," Dean said, chugging his beer. "But those tits can't be real." "Who gives a shit if they're real?" Clark defended. "It ain't like I'm gonna nurse from them. And guys, she's down for a little group activity." "Group activity?" Brett asked with a raised eyebrow. "Yeah. She's talking about a 3-way or 4-way, Clark replied. "Aw, bro," Dean said with a snarl. "Life ain't a porn. No real chick would ever want more than one dude at a time unless she was high as fuck, crazy, a hooker, a chick with a dick, or all of the above." "Chick with a dick?" asked Brett. "Yeah, like a fag who's pumped up his chest with some of those hormone titties," Dean said, gulping down the remainder of his beer. "This bitch ain't got a dick," Clark blasted. "And if she did, I'd kick her ass. My bet is she's a nympho. I say we go party with this chick and give her all the jock beef she wants," Brett said. Dean shook his head. "Y'all do what you want, but I don't get off on sharing tail or seeing my buddy's dong like that Brett Kavanaugh dude, so I'll pass." When Dean got back to the apartment he shared with Brett and Clark, he was strongly buzzed. With his roommates gone to fuck that weird chick, The football player decided to take advantage of their...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.